So what is intellectual property? At the very basic, it's a creation of your mind that you want to have protected. But not every creation of the mind is protected by the government. Sometimes you have to do it just by contracts. So say, for example, your company has customer lists or has certain ways of doing their business. That is not something that you can register with the trademark office, for example, or can register as a patent. So you need to protect it in a different fashion, by contracts. You protect your company's or your personal intellectual property by either registering it or by marking it as yours. How exactly that works is very different depending on what kind of intellectual property. One thing that is very important to remember is that every time you protect your intellectual property by any kind of registration, that is always something that is called territorial. Territorial can be a little bit like a cat or a dog that marks their territory. Countries protect intellectual property that are registered with their registration systems in their countries, and their countries only. If you want your intellectual property, which is registered and not just protected by contract, to be protected internationally, you need to go through a number of international systems. And the patents, the trademarks, and other registration rights have different systems that need to be followed and that are in different places. What is also important to remember is that you need to figure out where you actually want your intellectual property protected. If you never ever leave Switzerland, for example, there's no sense in protecting your intellectual property in, say, Mexico. So what you do is you register it only with that country and you only pay once. The more countries you want protection in, the more you pay.